I got them childbearing hips, but
mostly.
I'm also infertile.
Yeah, same.
Hey, it's Sue.
And Megan, the Spine Breakers. And today we're doing another If You Got It, Read It challenge. That was really obnoxious. I apologize to everyone involved.
So I think we're doing challenge 9.
I think it's
today.
9.
We're skipping the previous challenge, which is
Read a book you bought on a friend's recommendation.
Yeah, we're skipping that one for now.
Because I haven't read it yet.
So today we're doing read a book with your favorite color on the cover.
Correct. And while we talk about that, we are going to be drinking this Oktoberfest beer from Left Hand Brewing Company.
It's got a very intense looking can.
Like
you can see
camping.
it from there. What?
Like camping.
Oh, groan.
You still laughed though.
So, let's cheers.
Sorry.
Like the look of just like sheer disappointment.
You were like,
I was like,
oh. It was like confusion and intrigue and then just disappointment. Yeah. That's what I'm used to. I just
oh no. Do you need a paper towel?
I'm good. I was laughing.
Okay.
Towel.
Oh. That's a pretty good Oktoberfest, I think, though.
Yeah,
I think this is pretty good.
It's a good Oktoberfest.
It's an Oktoberfest. Oktoberfest is not like my favorite style of beer, but it's all right.
I find like I like it more lately. I never used to like it.
Yeah,
lately.
they are similar to like an amber ale, like the Fat Tire.
Yep, and I've been drinking the shit out of Fat Tire. So, also I really love Left Hand Brewing Company. So I think they make good beer.
Yeah.
So
It's kind of weird because I just put on this tinted lip balm and it's minty flavored.
Mint
So
Oktoberfest.
That's a little weird for me, but it's pretty good.
Fair.
All right, so would you like to talk about your book?
Sure. So my favorite color is green. And so I read The Temple of My Familiar by Alice Walker for this challenge. I love Alice Walker. The first book of hers I read was The Color Purple, and I adored that book. Like, I cried, I loved it.
Book.
I gave it 5 stars, it was beautiful. And then I read, it's something about like The Secret of Possessing Joy or something. What is it?
Possessing the Secret of Joy.
Possessing the Secret of Joy. So I read that book, and I did really like it, but I didn't like it as well as I liked The Color Purple. And so this book is another book kind of in that, I don't want to say it's a series because they're not like sequential, but they're all in the same universe as The Color Purple.
They follow the same
characters and like the same
their
storyline. Yeah. And so I read this book, and Alice Walker is a brilliant author. This book is a beautiful book. So there's 2 marriages that are kind of the focal points in this book, and they're both kind of in a crisis, and they each kind of handle them, I guess, a little bit differently. But there are some relatives of characters from The Color Purple in this book, and there is this like brilliant, wonderful character who has lived 1,000 lives. Like, she remembers all of her past lives, basically. And so she like...
Sorry, Murphy's just walking like
He's
the
just
loudest possible.
My dogs are always like the most disruptive. He's like... so this woman she's lived all of these lives, and she remembers them, and she can actually remember what it felt like to be these people. And so she's telling her story to one of the characters, and it's just this like really beautiful, poignant thing. And she's a Black woman, and she remembers being a lion. She remembers being a white man.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's just like a really fascinating story, and I think Alice Walker does this thing where she kind of walks the line right on magical realism, you know? And in this book, she kind of crosses that line, but I feel like in The Color Purple, there were some things that were like kind of like close, like they were on, but they weren't quite. And then kind of the same in like Possessing the Secret of Joy, but in this book, she kind of crosses that line a little bit, and she does that so well. And this book was so like, I don't want to say a lot about it because I don't want to ruin it, but it was very deep. It was like I cried, I think, at a couple points in this book. But the characters were so like real and so believable and so multidimensional. And that's a big thing for me, is like good characters and like good character development, and she did it fantastically. So I love this book. I gave it 5 stars. It was beautiful. Read it.
And now for a little disappointment.
Oh no.
So my favorite color is also green, and so I read Ghost Wall by Sarah Moss, which has a really cool cover. I love this cover. It's such a pretty little book. So this was like somewhat of a cover buy, but I had heard, you know, people talk about Sarah Moss on BookTube a lot. I think the Title Zone is maybe the book I've heard talked about the most. But I did want to check her stuff out. Anyway, this is about a teenage girl. I think she's like 14 or 15, and she is on this excursion with her parents, as well as this professor and a few college students, because it's an excursion that the professor is hosting for his students, but she and her parents come along because her father is like obsessed with the Iron Age and how people lived during the Iron Age. And so this excursion is them going out and for a little while and living as people did during the Iron Age. And this book, like, I've seen it on a couple of horror lists, and I've heard people call this horror. I would not call this horror at all. Really? In my opinion. Oh. It does begin with a disturbing scene, and then you're kind of like sent backwards and are seeing how they got there. But I still wouldn't call it horror. Okay. Like, not even remotely, really. Okay. I would call it maybe literary fiction. Yeah, so I feel like I don't really want to say more about the book because I don't want to spoil it, but I do think the point that she was trying to make was that, like, we look at these people from the past and their customs as sort of archaic and maybe like barbaric in some ways, but are we really that far removed from them? Are we really that different? Right. Could we easily fall into those kinds of things? I mean, people do horrible things all the time.
So maybe it's like an existential horror, like maybe that's what they...
I mean, I do think it's kind of supposed to be a little bit more psychological, but it just seemed like the story of this girl who's in a shitty situation to me.
Sorry, my dog is being a terror today.
Yeah. He is being particularly needy. I thought it was okay. It's a very small book. It's like 130 pages long, and it took me a really long time to read it because I thought it was kind of dull. But it was all right. I gave it 3 stars. It kind of felt like one of those books where like the author was trying really hard to be very deep and meaningful, and it really wasn't that deep.
I hate that.
I mean, it's an interesting concept, I guess, but I don't feel like that's that profound. I don't know.
Right. No, I get that.
Maybe I didn't get it. Maybe there was more to it that I didn't understand, but for me, I was just kind of like, 3 stars. I wasn't impressed.
That's really disappointing. Because that's a beautiful cover.
It is a beautiful cover. Maybe I'll just rip the cover off and frame it.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
People will be horrified.
Do it on video. We'll get so many dislikes.
We would.
Hate. So those are our books with our favorite color on the cover. I'm not doing great with this challenge.
I feel like I'm starting to catch up. I got behind. I feel like we had like a whole month of readathons or reading books for other things.
We did.
And so I think we both got a little behind because of that. And then I just was like, I need to do some mood reading.
I am such a mood reader. Like, that's my issue, is like, I am such a mood reader. And when I read, and like I let my mood guide me, I read a lot. But when anytime I try to constrain myself to and it's any aspect of my life, if I'm like, Megan, you have to do this. Yeah. My brain is like, I will not do that.
Yeah, and these are all books that we own. So
I
it's like,
fucking own them. I want to read them.
We're interested in reading them, but it is kind of like, if I feel like I have to read it, I'm like, ugh.
My brain is like, no.
But I do feel like this challenge is open enough that you can kind of change it up to whatever book you feel like reading for some challenges. Some challenges are a little bit
if you're
more
a person
rigid,
who
but
owns a lot of books, then I feel like this is probably pretty easy for you. If you're not, then I mean, you're definitely a little bit more limited, but you can absolutely like use your library and count like books that your community owns as books that you own. I'm a big library advocate, so the whole point of this challenge is to read what you own and not buy more books.
Right.
So if you need to adapt that because you don't own a lot of books and you need to use your library, please do. Like go support your local library.
So speaking of being behind on this challenge, we were considering doing a readathon.
Yeah.
So let us know if you guys like that idea. We thought maybe in November, because like October has tons of
spooky
Halloween
readathons,
spooky readathons, which we might participate
we might participate in some of those. That's awesome.
So we thought maybe in November we could do a readathon. That's just kind of like finish as many challenges as you can.
Yeah, and then maybe we'll try to do some like actual social media stuff. Like we don't usually do very well at that because neither one of us is like really big on the social medias.
I post a lot on Instagram, but I feel like I just kind of post silly shit most of the time.
I post things I see that I'm like, oh, that's nice, and I post a lot of like therapy stuff because like I'm a therapist. So.
Right. Yeah, so let us know if you guys would be interested in that, just to like maybe push ourselves and you guys if you're also a little behind finish some of these challenges. And maybe we could do, I know like a lot of people do Twitter sprints, maybe we could do a live show, like whatever you guys, let us know what you like.
What helps you to read more? Yeah, like what helps you to get more read and let us know.
Yeah, because for me when it comes to readathons, I'm usually give me some challenges and that's it. Like I don't want to participate.
Yeah, mine is like I'm a super introvert, so I'm like leave me alone.
But as hosts, we want to do we
want to help you read as much as you can because we want you to be successful. So like if there's something that helps you read a lot, let us know. We'll do the things.
Yeah, so let us know what you guys like in a readathon, what helps motivate you to read. And if you want any other challenges besides like finish the challenges, we could do like non-reading challenges.
We can also do like social media challenges too.
Yeah.
So like
if you're very challenge motivated and you want more challenges.
Like the whole point of this is like we want us to read the books we own, but we want you to read the books you own. So like whatever will help all of us do that, we are on board. So like whatever will help you read the most, let us know. As hosts, we're super open to suggestion.
Yeah.
We're obviously not great at planning.
No,
we're super chill. So just tell us what you need.
We're very fly by the seat of our pants.
We are. So you tell us what you need.
Okay, so give us your feedback on that situation, please. Also, if you have completed the challenge, don't forget to send it to us.
Please send it to us.
Our email's in the description always. Yeah, and you might get a prize. But anywho, those were our books with our favorite colors on them. Let us know what your favorite colors are, what books you read for this challenge, if you've gotten to it yet, or what books you plan to read. If you've read the books we talked about, let us know what you think of them.
Also, how are you doing on this challenge?
Yeah. Should I give Sarah Moss another shot?
Should all of you read Alice Walker?
Yes.
The answer is yes.
Yeah, and let us know how you're doing on the challenge. Are you close to finishing, or are you kind of failing like we are?
Like we are at our own challenge. Let us know. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. This beer's pretty decent.
It's pretty good. It's a good Oktoberfest. I think. I'm not really well versed in Oktoberfest.
I've been drinking a lot more of them lately. This is a richer October. Like it has more depth of flavor than some of the Oktoberfest I've drank. And it's a little bit like stronger ABV wise, but it's good. I mean, it's not strong, but it's stronger.
6.6%.
But yeah, so it's a good Oktoberfest. Thanks for watching.
We'll see you next
time.
Bye. Bye. We just said the same thing, but at slightly different times.
So it was like...